What's up, y'all? It's your boy Dave Life. I got my homeboy Paul Dash with me, and this is the breakdown. So, Paul, I wanted to talk to you so we can kind of break down something that I saw in the news
Right.
today. It's kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
Did you see the Elon Musk, I guess, remarks at the Trump
Mhm.
inauguration?
Oh yeah, I saw the Nazi salute
You saw the
or
salute?
the I saw the salute all from all different angles.
All right. So we're gonna play the salute.
Hmm.
We're gonna play CNN's reaction.
Right.
We're gonna play a House of Representative from New York um, saying how she felt about the salute.
Right.
She didn't think it was a salute, and then
No.
we're going to play Elon Musk's father, Elon Musk, talking about his mother's mother, so Elon Musk's grandmother's
Mother. Yeah.
side of the house, connection to apartheid
Hmm.
and Nazism.
All right.
So this is deep. All right,
Yep.
here's the original NBC um, airing of the salute.
Hmm.
This was a fork in the road of human civilization. Okay. This there are elections that come and go. Some elections are, you know, important, some are not. But this one this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
So you can hear the slap of the chest,
Right.
but this is how NBC edited. Now here is the top and the bottom, unedited and edited.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out.
One more time. One more time.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
So I'll pause it
Interesting.
right there. Yeah, I'll pause it right there for a moment and we can talk about it. Man, my first thoughts are, what do you think, Paul? Is that a
It's
Nazi
just,
salute?
it is a Nazi salute. Not a clean, Nazi salute from the Third Reich, but it is a Nazi salute. If you go back and watch uh, World War II documentaries, um, the Nazi salute is very, very crisp. Is very, very stern in the way how it's carried out. So it's a Nazi salute by um, by Elon Musk right there, and it's very disturbing. Is what I think. It's very, very disturbing. And I don't know if he didn't realize that he was doing it. It's subconscious based upon what he experienced growing up in South Africa, and his heritage. I know we're going to get into his grandmother's upbringing through Elon Musk's father in the video. But I'm not sure why Trump wants to be tethered to someone like this. It's just the oligarchy
Yeah.
that Biden, you know, forewarned us about in his last address.
Yeah, the reason this is disturbing to me is because this is one of the richest men in the world.
Hmm.
And now with the crypto boom since, Trump has
Yes.
been elected, he might have overtaken Bezos, as
Yes.
the richest man in the world. Um,
Yes.
Young people look up to him.
Oh yeah,
He
absolutely.
he's an
He's
innovator in aerospace.
That's right. He's a pioneer.
He's he's a pioneer in electric vehicles and electric batteries and electric power.
Right.
He's created a spaceship booster which can land on the platform by itself. It's reusable.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So he's got some brilliance and some genius that
Right.
I as an engineer and as a person in aerospace, I wanna say, oh man, this is great.
This is cool stuff. I
But th-
get it.
but then I
Yeah.
see this.
It's disturbing.
Very.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are saying, oh, diversity, equity, and inclusion are being reduced because it gave unfair advantages to minorities. But they're forgetting about things like apartheid and
Yes.
segregation,
And Jim Crow in this country
and Jim Crow.
that eliminated opportunities for African Americans. Before we get into colorism, I want to keep black away from color because DEI is grouping non-whites into one bucket. But I want to keep the black platform a separate discussion because it was black people that helped shape the civil rights movement, in which other people now are benefiting from. Without us, Asians cannot get loans. Hispanics aren't able to get loans. The LGBTQ community would not be as strong as they are now without the civil rights movements from the 60s that was based on the country's treatment towards Black Americans.
And this is important for all those communities to remember, and ours as well. The
Absolutely.
civil rights movements of Black Americans
Yep.
helped establish a pattern of civil rights for all
For
minorities,
all, for all, for all. Women too. For
women,
all. For
Asians,
all. Yeah. Hispanics.
Latinos,
Yep. Yep.
migrants.
Migrants.
See,
Absolutely.
when we were coming up, they were called immigrants.
That's
Now
right.
the word migrant is a negative term. It sounds like an illegal alien,
That's
right?
right.
But America was built on immigration.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, all right, let's look
Absolutely.
at the response. CNN actually caught it, and let's look at what CNN showed.
I just want to look at that salute that he gave again. Just if anybody missed it, we'll just show it again. He's just wrapped up here. You can hear the. All right, so we just showed that. We just showed that.
Right. It's worth
Salute.
It was quick. I think our viewers are smart and they can take a look at that. But it certainly was. It's not something that you typically see at American political rallies. Let's put it that way.
No, it was not something that you usually would see. And it was quick, as you point out. It was very quick, but it was in a moment of intensity for him as he came out dancing, and then he did that. He is a hero here.
A hero. Why is he a hero? Because he's an innovator, pioneer, or he speaks the language of 49% of this base.
In that particular rally,
Mhm.
where it's the inauguration of Donald Trump,
Mhm.
he's a hero. He's a hero because he supports the base. He's technologically inclined, and
Mhm.
he's an immigrant
Mhm.
that has the ideology of
Mhm.
the MAGA movement and of Trump.
Yeah, he is an immigrant, but he fits the right shade of immigrant that is palatable to the MAGA base.
He does. Now
Yeah.
let's play what a young lady that is a representative from New York.
Mhm.
She was asked a question, and her name is Elise Stefanik. She's a Republican representative from New York, and she was asked, "How do you feel about this salute? Do you think it was a salute?" And
Mhm.
then when he said, "Look at the responses from certain groups. How do you
Right.
feel about that?" Look at her answer.
Okay.
What do you think of Elon Musk, perhaps the president's most visible advisor, doing 2 Heil Hitler salutes last night at the president's televised rally?
No, Elon Musk did not do those salutes. I was not at the rally, but I can tell you I've been at many rallies with Elon Musk, who loves to cheer when President Trump says we need to send, our U.S. space program to Mars. Elon Musk is a visionary. I'm looking forward to his work in DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, and look forward to looking how we can be more efficient and effective. But that is simply not the case. And to say so is the American people are smart. They see through it. They support Elon Musk. We are proud to be the country of such successful entrepreneurs. That is one of our greatest strengths as Americans.
Let me share with you what a few Americans have said about.
Well, even right there, we could just stop right there for a second. She's
Right.
saying we're proud of Elon Musk. He didn't do any salute. he didn't do anything negative. It's pretty much what she's saying.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't see it. So just
Right.
starting there, the Republican, at least this Republican, is supporting
They're
his
supporting him.
actions and looking past it.
Yep. Absolutely.
What's your reaction, man? Should we be concerned?
We should all be concerned. If you are not concerned, then you are going to be a subject of the MAGA movement. And to protect Musk in this way by saying it was not a salute, we're proud of him. You're proud of him. Okay. There's no one else you're proud of, but it has to be him.
Yeah.
You know, they're circling the wagons and protecting their own kind.
All right, let's continue with what she said here. Now
Evan Kilgore.
He asked specific questions. He says certain groups celebrated this. Now listen to the groups. Listen to the groups. Check this out.
Right-wing political commentator wrote on X, "Holy crap, did Elon Musk just Heil Hitler at the Trump inauguration rally? This is incredible. We are so back." Andrew Torba, who's the founder of the right-wing Christian nationalist social platform Gab, said incredible things are happening as he amplified the visual. The Proud Boys chapter in Ohio posted the clip on its Telegram channel with the text "Heil Trump." A chapter of the white nationalist group White Lives Matter posted it on Telegram. "Thanks for hearing us, Elon. The white flame will rise again." I could keep going. Over and over last night, white supremacist groups and neo-Nazi groups in this country rallied around that visual. Does it concern you that those elements of the neo-Nazi and white supremacist element in the United States believe that what they saw last night was a neo-Nazi salute?
Before we even listen to her response, he made it very clear. Neo-Nazi groups and white supremacy groups saw a Nazi salute.
Absolutely.
And applauded it.
They heralded. Absolutely.
He didn't make this up. So he's asking her questions and saying, do you not see what they saw? And her initial answer was, I didn't see a salute. Now he said these white supremacist groups have seen a salute. They're heralding it.
Yep.
They acknowledge it. So what do you say to that? Now check out her response.
Yeah.
This is the crazy part.
What concerns me is these are the questions you believe are most important to ask to the UN ambassador. I have a very strong record when it comes to combating anti-Semitism. We just had a historic election where President Trump earned historic support from American voters because of his strong leadership combating anti-Semitism, which has been a scourge across the country, skyrocketing since October 7th. So I intend to bring moral clarity to this position and continue to speak out as a voice, as a beacon of light, condemning anti-Semitism at the United Nations, which is representative of President Trump's record and President Trump's promises that he made on the campaign trail.
You are right. These are the questions I choose to ask because I think that your work and the administration's work on anti-Semitism only comes with real impact and credibility if it holds both right and left accountable. I simply don't believe that if a member of the squad made that same gesture last night, that there wouldn't be commentary from you and others. So I want to make sure that our work has credibility, and credibility comes with calling anti-Semitism and anti-Semitism behavior out when it comes from both the right and the left.
So the squad would be AOC and other Democratic representatives, right? So he's basically saying, hey, if someone from the left, if a Democrat or a liberal said something like this, right? It would be anti-Semitic. It would be Nazi. It would be, and so he's like, I got to hold you accountable. I don't feel like at least that one young lady, Representative, get her name right, Representative Elise Stefanik.
Yep.
I don't think that she is being realistic about what she's seeing. And the scary part is that this could happen throughout the Republican Party or at least the MAGA movement. That people could turn a blind eye to things that clearly to us in our generation are racist, segregationist, or at least racially insensitive.
That is correct. I agree. It sounded like she was not trying to answer the question, deflecting by stating her record in anti-Semitism. And I noticed how they quick to say that in and not black people's, you know, thoughts on this, because we have been
Right.
victims in this country for a very long time, but they're quick to squash our problems and say anti-Semitic. Okay, I get it, because the Nazis had the greatest impact
Right.
on the Jewish people. So I respect that. I understand that. Uh, but she's shielding Musk. She is shielding the Trump administration because she knows she is going to be a part of this. So, I guess there's an old saying, I'd rather sit at the right hand of the devil than be in its path.
Hmm.
And instead of standing up for what's right, she's going along um, with this type of movement because it's her job, is job security.
Hmm. I want to play you a clip here about apartheid. And for
Hmm.
those that don't know, apartheid is a word that means separateness.
That's
I,
right.
I looked it up, right?
Yeah.
And separateness is similar to segregationism.
Hmm. Yep.
Segregation, right?
Yep. That's what it is.
Separating the two races.
Yeah.
And this is important because what I fear with this administration is the systematic breakdown of separating the races, relegating minorities, and
Hmm.
changing laws so that black
Hmm.
and brown people and
Hmm.
other minorities are put into a box in a corner,
Hmm.
while the majority, which would be white male, is free to roam and free of consequences.
Yep. They're going
um,
to benefit. They're going to benefit.
Benefit, right? So let's look at this video real quick, and we're gonna break this down and then get you up out of here.
All right.
This is a video discussing apartheid. We're gonna play about 2 minutes of it.
What is apartheid? How did it start and how did it end? Translated from Afrikaans, apartheid means apartness, and it was a series of laws that divided people in South Africa by their race. In the 1940s, more than 80% of South Africa's population was black, but the ruling government was all white. After winning an election in 1948, believing their race was superior and wanting to preserve it, the Afrikaner National Party put in place laws that segregated white and non-white South Africans. People had to be registered to one of 4 racial groups and were forced to live in areas assigned to their race. More than 80% of land was given to less than 20% of the population.
We can stop right there.
Hmm.
Um, the black population was relegated to the areas in black, while the white
Right.
population was allowed to move wherever it was in green in South Africa.
That's right.
Just starting right there, you're relegating 80% of the people
Yeah.
to 20% of the land.
Right.
That's similar to housing rules and changing where people can live and making it difficult for people
Redlining.
to redlining,
Redlining. Yep.
right?
Yep.
Um,
Keeping black people in the hood.
keeping people in the hood, and if you went so far, it could almost go to the extent of a concentration type camp. And
Sure.
here's what I'm getting at. Imagine illegal immigrants are being grabbed and shipped and moved out forcefully.
Right.
Imagine they change the laws so that black people, brown people, minorities are now pushed into more ghettos and impoverished areas.
Right.
And it's a financial divide where you can never get into certain places. It would take us a while to get to apartheid,
Yeah.
but laws can be changed. Like all of the executive orders that happened so far, those things can be put in place that can really set people back and take away liberties that the civil rights movement of
That's
the
right.
1960s has already established for black people, for brown people, for women.
Personally, I think that division is already here. It's been here. We touched upon redlining, which has been around since, I believe, the 1950s, where blacks had to live in certain areas. When we go to the bank now, Our loans are scrutinized very hard, very harshly. Loans for buying a home, right? Uh, I recall when we bought our home, all this crazy information that we had to prove our legitimacy in order to get this loan approved. The same is also true for Black people who want to start their own businesses.
Oh,
It's very difficult for a Black person to get a business loan, but yet an Asian, or let's put it this way, a non-white person, a non-Black person can easily get a business loan.
Paul, but you and your wife are both working adults. You're
Right.
both working Americans, and you still had difficulty getting a loan to get your home.
I won't say difficulty because we got it. It was just more of producing more evidence.
Okay, yeah. In other words, the red tape and the bureaucracy of proving that
Proven.
that
Yeah.
you are worthy of this
A
loan, that you
worthy.
are who you say you are, that you make the
Exactly.
kind of money that you make.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep. I had to show a lot more paycheck stubs. I had to show money was in my account for X number of months. It wasn't miraculously in my account from, I don't know, they probably think some drug deal.
right.
I had to show a history.
Yeah,
And I hear the same is true for Black people who try to get a business loan. They're denied. But yet, a non-Black person, especially someone who is foreign from a different country, can easily get a business loan, especially in a Black community, you know, and set up shop and thrive.
right. Let me continue with the video, and then I want to
Hmm.
show you the connection Elon Musk has with apartheid.
Hmm.
Many Black Africans were forced out of their homes. They weren't allowed to own land and weren't recognised as citizens of South Africa. Black people had separate schools and separate buses, and interracial marriage was made illegal. Even though it was popular amongst the white minority of the population, apartheid faced resistance from the beginning, particularly from the African National Congress, a political group led in the 1950s by Nelson Mandela. In 1960, a massive peaceful protest at Sharpeville ended with police opening fire, killing 69 people. The massacre sparked protests around the world, and the government was condemned by the United Nations.
Yeah. So Mandela opposed it, right?
Hmm.
Him and the ANC, opposed it,
Right.
and people were killed.
Right.
Similar, imagine if we are peacefully protesting George Floyd, if
Yeah.
we're peacefully protesting Trayvon Martin,
Right.
the murders of innocent Black people at the hands of police, but
Yep.
then it turns violent. And
Yeah.
the police decide to kill people. So
Right.
my point here, as we break things down, is we could be dangerously close to this behavior in America.
Yeah. It's been showing signs of it since those aforementioned individuals were unalived by
Mhm.
authoritative figures, police departments and whatnot. Absolutely.
And when we lose our right to protest, when we lose our right to speak out against laws, that's
Hmm.
when it can become kind of a police state. And
Yes.
in other words, little by little, when you take away civil liberties and
Right.
civil rights,
Yes.
that's how you get into this sort of position. I want to play a video. This is Elon Musk. It's
Hmm.
Elon Musk's father,
Okay.
and he's explaining to a host how Elon Musk's grandmother,
Hmm.
her side of the family, was heavy into apartheid and heavy into Nazism. They actually moved from Canada. His grandmother
Hmm.
moved from Canada to South Africa
Hmm. To
because they
embrace.
believed and embraced the apartheid movement, and they believed and supported in Hitler. And this is coming directly from Elon Musk's father.
Interesting.
Let's listen to this.
Her parents came to South Africa from Canada because they sympathized with the Afrikaner government.
Okay.
They used to support Hitler and all that sort of stuff. But they didn't know, obviously, I don't think they knew what the Nazis were doing. But they in Canada, they were in the German party in Canada, and they sympathized with the Germans.
Yeah.
So when the Afrikaners government came into power here in 1948, then May's father, who was quite an interesting guy, he was a very good pilot, he said he wants to be with the Afrikaners because he agrees with apartheid, you see. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And he came out here with his family.
And didn't that cause tension with you because you don't?
Yeah, that caused a lot of tension with me. And because I was a director of NUSAS, which was a National Union of South African Students, which is.
So he was part of a resistance group, National
yeah.
Union of South African Students, right?
Right.
Who resisted apartheid. So here he is not agreeing with his wife's side of the family.
Interesting.
But
Yeah.
the wife's side of the family is really heavy, so much so that they moved to be a part of the movement of apartheid and to support Nazism. Let's continue.
It was a very anti-apartheid body,
yeah.
you know, and I argued with them a lot, and they used to tell me, they used to be like rude to me, you know, and the parents, and then.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's it. He was explaining how they were rude to him.
Yeah, so he's kind of like an abolitionist from, back in the days when white
Yeah.
people were against slavery. I get it. I'm sure their their holidays together must have been quite interesting. One side supports this side, and the other side, supports another side. How interesting. I assume they're they're probably divorced by now. Who knows?
Yeah, in another clip, his father said that when they left South Africa, you didn't want to be associated with apartheid because it was like being a Nazi. It was negative.
Yeah.
So he said Elon and his brother, the Arrow's two sons, Elon and his brother, became ultra liberal. Ultra liberal. Ultra.
Right.
And he said now Elon is showing more of his real feelings and his real roots in apartheid. Because apartheid again means separateness, which is the same as segregation.
That's correct. That part, being
so
apart.
Essentially, Elon Musk, if we break it down, is a segregationist.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's based on race, or do you think it's based on economic power?
Both. Because apartheid had the same concept of Nazism. It was racially elitism. We're elite by race. We're elite by race. And then also, once we have, we're going to keep you as a have-not. We're not going to allow you, because apartheid stopped black people from getting the good jobs. It stopped black people from moving into the nice sides of town. So all those things that create and cause division and hold down the black race and other minorities from getting access to all of those perks.
Yes.
That is apartheid. That is segregation. That is separatism. And that's what I think Elon Musk is all about. And that Nazi salute, man.
It's scary.
That's super scary, dude. That Nazi salute. That's scary.
So I suspect, and where you're going with this, he may be Trump's advisor to reinforce a type of racial, social, economic system that's been here in this country for some time, to reinforce it, to make sure that that division between the haves and the have-nots gets wider and wider and wider.
Yes. And look for the executive orders that point to that, and look for the laws and the changes in the laws. Because you think about this, the Supreme Court essentially has made the president a king. He can get away with anything while he's in office.
That's right. And that's what he did the last time he was in office, was to make sure he put the players in the Supreme Court that will have his back, so he can adjust the Constitution.
That's a good word, adjust, because they're making small tweaks.
They're making small tweaks because, one, he's trying to avoid jail time. So there could be some adjustments that even a president after his term cannot serve prison time, or get rid of that 2-term. He could be a 3-term president or a 4-term president, or president for life until he's dead.
And he said in his campaign speeches, You'll never have to vote again. You don't have to worry about votes. Don't worry about it. After this election,
Exactly.
you'll never. So what are these? What does he know?
Yeah.
And this goes back to Project 2025 and the things that were in there. Now
That's
that
another conversation right there.
it is, and now that MAGA's in power, they could systematically, through various appointments and various executive orders and various groups, cronyism and those sort of things, they
Yeah.
could literally just pick away at civil rights, civil liberties, pick
Sure.
away and create more separatism.
That's
And
right.
there's clearly a financial divide in this country, but it
Huge.
feels like Musk being elite. He has kind of a racial aspect to it. And
That's right.
like I said, that this is unacceptable, man. That
Yeah.
Nazi salute, that's unacceptable in America.
And that's why, we're calling this oligarchy with Musk and Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos, because with racism, they are going to control the situation.
Yeah.
They're going to control the situation. The bigotry is going to be down at the MAGA level, where they're going to hate black folks. They're going to hate, Latinos. They're going to hate anybody that is not the same color as they are.
Yeah, and the same everything, because supremacy, especially white supremacy, is all about white male dominance.
That's right.
That's why they're so threatened by anybody that's different.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You've seen a dilution of black people. I see it on TV all the time. All the commercials, man. I'm seeing a white, a black woman with a white guy, or a black guy with a white woman. In all of these commercials now, you never see a black man and a black woman in a Cheerio commercial now.
My wife said it the other night. Every black man that we see on the reality shows and the movies is
Yeah.
gay. And now
Yeah.
listen. That's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother
because
conversation.
That's the liberal side, right? But
Right.
but the conservative side could use, and we're talking about apartheid, separateness,
Yeah.
and segregation. Supremacy, white supremacy, racism can use differences to create fear and anger to
Sure.
implement
Absolutely.
laws that support systems like apartheid. So
Yeah.
I think it's important that we look at this, man. So any final thoughts, Paul, or I think we broke it down good enough tonight.
I think we broke it down pretty well tonight. I would say that it's important to watch the tax laws. Let's see, I meet with my tax accountant in a month or so. I want to see how much money I owe back to the IRS. Credits that were given to us, may be dialed back, where we owe government more money. I think they're going to hit us hard in the taxes, and the rich are not going to get hit as much.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion
Yeah.
has become a bad word,
Mhm.
and it shouldn't be, because affirmative action, helping level the playing field and helping black people have a leg to stand on when they have been stripped of bootstraps
Yep.
for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Like, those systems are not racist and those systems are not separatist. It is helping people that deserve to be helped. Now,
Yes.
they
Form of
flip,
reparation.
but they flipped it and turned it now into it's racist against white people and it's unfair advantage. And I hear black people saying this, and I'm like, y'all clearly don't understand
Yeah. So
segregation,
we got.
apartheid, and how and systematic abuse of power. They don't understand that. But we could get to that on another episode of the breakdown.
Yeah. There's quite a few, tap dancing black men in Trump's camp. I can't stand.
Now I will say this. Trump is making he's fired over something like 88,000 IRS workers. and said they can go to the border patrol. It's insane, Paul. We gotta read the headlines and keep an eye on these executive orders. And then we got to talk about, of course, the black people that did support the crypto ball, which was the inaugural crypto ball of Trump. We can discuss that on another episode. Hey, man, I appreciate it, Paul. Thanks
You're
for
welcome,
joining,
brother.
man. Thanks you for joining tonight and helping me break it down. All right.
You're welcome.
Break down, man. Peace.
Peace.